The following podcast is a production of Dim Bright Records. Here is your host, Sasha Dimbright.
Yo fam, it's me, Sasha Dimbright, and welcome to the Dim Life Revamped. And who made this intro? Because it's absolutely balls, man. That is good stuff. Was that Jared? Jared, yo. That's as the kids would say, that's fire, no cap. Incredible. Welcome to the Dim Life. Oh, I like that little Theo. Oh, is it saying Theo? I don't even know. But man, it's good to be back, podcasting with you guys. I got a few things to talk about. So some stuff that's different in my life. I have a daughter now. So I have a son and a daughter, and baby number 3 is on the way in December, which is just crazy. Life's a little crazy, but I'm still finding time to do things that I love. I'm into golf now, so I went golfing like a few weeks ago. I plan on going golfing this week. I'm pretty terrible, but like most people starting out at golf, you struggle and I hope that just I get lucky and make a par. That's kind of the goal right now. But yeah, I'm into golf. I would have never thought I'd be into golf. Even 2-3 years ago, and here I am. Got the golf bag. I got the little tailor-made hat. I'm rocking it out there, and I look sexy while I'm doing it. Man, it's a good time. And another thing, when it comes to sports, everybody knows that, I'm a pretty big fan of sports. I'm actually really into NASCAR here lately, man. NASCAR is awesome, and I don't care what you say, man. Those people that say NASCAR is boring, they haven't watched it. Just yesterday at the All-Star race, we had Ricky Stenhouse Jr. punch Kyle Busch in the face. And then Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s dad jumped on Kyle Busch, and Kyle Busch was punching his dad in the face. All this at an all-star race, man. Like, NASCAR is awesome. Like, people say NASCAR has no personality. They said NASCAR died with Dale Earnhardt, and they say all this stuff. I'm telling you, man, there are still some awesome, epic rivals. I love it. And I've been to Talladega 3 times now. And it's incredible every time. I am just such a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of NASCAR. And I would do a NASCAR podcast if I felt like people cared about it. But the thing is, nobody cares about it. And I get Sundays are busy. And, but, man, you could record it and watch it, man. Or just, maybe even catch the highlight reel of it, I'm telling you, it's crazy. And it's awesome. It's my favorite sport now. College football's kind of losing me with all the NIL and all these kids, the transfer portal, all that stuff. Like, college football gets worse every year. NFL, they're changing rules and they get worse every year. And I know people say, oh, NASCAR changes rules too. But, man, I'm telling you, to me, it's just so entertaining. And so, yeah, I've been into that lately. But I have a few things that I want to discuss on the podcast. I didn't ask anybody for questions or anything, so maybe we can get back to doing some questions, me giving some advice and whatnot. But I got just a few topics I want to talk about, kind of make this video, I kind of want to wrap it up, make it a little quick. Let's get right into talking about watch sweat. And I'm so sick of when I take my smartwatch off. And I take my watch off and I smell my wrist. And it smells like pure butthole. After a hard day's work. And I'm like, I bought a watch band that has holes all in it because it's supposed to get some air in there. It's supposed to be like aerodynamic. And it's supposed to air that sucker out. And why does my wrist smell like booty? I don't... It's so gross and nasty. I'm surprised I don't have like mold growing on my wrist. But man, it's disgusting. And why can't developers develop a watch band with a fan in it that runs off the watch battery. It has a little powered fan that keeps airflow in your band. I don't understand why we can't do that. I mean, we got technology out the wazoo, and we can't have a fan on your watch to air out that nasty, sweaty wrist. I don't get it. I mean, somebody needs to do something, because this is. Y'all might think I'm overreacting, but it is terrible. This is, I mean, if we're talking about the list of terrible things, we could probably put like the Holocaust at number 1. 9/11's probably number 2. Watch sweats, I think it's 3 or 4 at least. I'm sick of it. I'm just so sick of it, and somebody needs to do something about it. I'm not an Apple fan. I'm an Android fan, but I promise you, if Apple makes a smartwatch with a fan built into it to keep that sweat from stinking, I will switch to Apple. Apple, hear me right now. I will switch to you if you can keep my hand from smelling like rotting flesh after a day's work, because I'm sick of it. And that brings me, that's a segue into something else I'm sick of. And that's fake lemon juice. Now hear me out. I had some in my fridge. I'm trying to eat healthy, and I wanted a little Debbie cake, and I said, you know what? Forget the oatmeal cream pie. I'm gonna have lemon water, because that's just as good, right? And we had lemon juice in a bottle, and it says 100% juice. It don't taste like lemon juice. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they claim that it's lemon juice. It might be lemon juice if a lemon juice farted a wet fart, and you took that concentrated wet fart and made it into a juice. That might be what's in that bottle. It does not taste like a real lemon. Cut open a real lemon and squeeze that bad boy in a cup of water, and then take your fake lemon juice out of a plastic bottle, and you taste the difference. The plastic bottle tastes like farts. I promise you it does. It smells like farts. Straight up lemon farts, which might sound pleasant to some people. It is not pleasant to me. It is fake, and I'm sick of it. Like, we need to do something. We need to bottle lemon juice up, and it tastes like lemon juice. How is that complicated? I don't even know. It is mind-boggling that we can't get that fixed. I mean, there's a lot of problems in the world. I get it. You know, inflation. I get it. I get that it costs you $800 to feed your family in a week. I get that. I get that gas in your car is high, right? But we need to fix this lemon juice, and we need to fix watch sweat. Those are 2 things there that I'm hoping it gets a hold of somebody out there from this podcast, and it gets changed, because I'm fed up with it. Absolutely fed up with it. But I'm going to leave you with this story. So I was asked to preach the word at this church last week. And I show up, and there's horse and buggy parked out front, and I knew something had to be off. I was like, okay, something's weird, but let's go in. Let's do this, you know what I mean? And so I met with the pastor, Pastor Bob and Miss Jean, and everything was great. So they asked me to sit on the front row, which I didn't really feel comfortable. Something was telling me I needed to sit towards the back, but they asked me to sit on the front row, and I'll Fly Away started playing. And it wasn't just a normal version of I'll Fly Away. It was getting crunk in there. It was getting wild. And I'm pretty sure Miss Jean, the pastor's wife, I'm pretty sure she floated across the sanctuary. And it wasn't a sanctuary, a normal sanctuary. I mean, this was like a block building with no windows. And the lighting was terrible, so I don't know if what I was seeing was correct, but I'm pretty sure Miss Jean went across the sanctuary with no feet on the ground. I'm pretty positive, right? And So I fly away. This version of it, I mean, we're 10 minutes in, and these people are getting absolutely wild. Well, Miss Jean, as she floated towards the stage, she gets the tambourine out, and let me tell you, this must be. It must be like a wake-up call for their Holy Ghost. I say their Holy Ghost because I wasn't feeling anything. But as soon as she started playing that tambourine, it was a straight-up Pentecostal mosh pit. And things got really out of hand. And next thing I know, I'm on the floor with a great gospel hymn book over my head because there's things flying everywhere. There's shoes flying. There's songbooks flying. There's, just an absolute chaotic situation. And but we made it through the song service, and then I got up there to preach, and I did my, I preached, and it went well. And then invitation comes, and nobody responded to the invitation, and I thought the service was over. I thought we were gonna get, ready to, shake hands, wrap it up, and I was ready to get on out of there. And then they started playing another song, and here come the Copperheads. They whip out the snakes, and Miss Jean, she tried to put one on me, and I kind of backed away. And so anyways, I took a great gospel hymn book and I threw it at the piano, and of course it made a huge thud. And everybody for a split second looked over there at the piano, and I made a run for the door. And I hopped in my car. The last thing I remember seeing was Pastor Bob and Miss Jean waving at me, like I could see it in my mirror. And they were kind of like motioning me to come back. And I'm not coming back. So, and I'll never be back. So if they're listening to this podcast, which I highly doubt it, because I don't even know if they know how to work a computer. I'm pretty sure they're the ones on the horse and buggy. So I feel pretty safe about talking about it. But I will never be back. And it was a pretty traumatic experience. But yeah, I mean, it's part of it. It's what you gotta do. And but anyways, that's that. I appreciate all you guys listening. And let's get some questions. Let's get some topics. Let's get some things to talk about for next episode. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Peace.